Hey guys, good morning. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's 7 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. All right, I want to talk a little bit more about Bob Woodward's book and the recording. A little more came out today, and this was a back and forth conversation I heard with my own ears. Bob Woodward asks, do you believe that there's systematic racism, a problem with systematic racism in America today? Trump says, yes, I do. I do believe there is a problem with it. Swear to God, you guys could hear the recording yourself. He did say this. I was surprised that he was being honest like this. I think his guard was down because he wasn't in front of an audience, and he was being a little more honest than ever, really, than usual. And he went on to say that he thinks there's systematic racism here in America, but it's worse in other countries or worse in other places, he said. Then Bob Woodward went on to say, he says, do you believe with your upbringing, your privilege? I forgot exactly how Woodward went about this, but he brought up white privilege, and he said, do you believe that, do you take any responsibility? Do you think it's up to you to, I forgot, he said something along the lines of that white people have kind of been in a cave, kind of been protected. White privilege, that was the analogy that Woodward used. And then he said, do you think white people should come out of the cave and deal with this issue of white privilege? That's how he put it, more or less, that analogy of us being in a cave, the white people. And Trump spun right there, and he said, listen to you, meaning Bob Woodward. He says, you really drank the Kool-Aid, didn't you? And he spun right there, and he was like, no. What he was basically saying, Trump was saying there, was yes, he said said it right out. Yes, there is systematic racism in America. And then he pretty much said that he takes no responsibility for it. And in no way, shape, or form does he feel that he should do anything about it, that it's his problem, that's pretty much what he said. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but it's pretty much what he said. Yes, there's a problem, and no, it's not my responsibility. It's not my problem. Once again, denying responsibility, but and I thought about this. So he agrees, that there's systematic racism, there's white privilege, and he's just fine with that. Black people are treated worse and badly by the police and others, and that's the way it is. And he doesn't feel that people like him, Caucasian people, whatever, people of privilege, owe anybody anything. They don't need to, they don't have to, they don't need to do anything about it. It is what it is. So that's interesting. The first thing that came to my mind is, if this isn't supremacy right here, this isn't pretty much the view of that organization that has the 3 Ks. We are the masters. The people under us are subservient, and that's the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be. That's pretty much what it sounded like to me. That's what he said. Sometimes, like I said, I'm still shocked when I hear him like this, and so a lot of it too was just. The thing is here, if you're just Joe backcountry living in Alabama and you got some racist beliefs, that's one thing. I don't agree with it, but that's one thing. But when you're the president of the country and the leader of the free world, of supposedly the most powerful country in the world, in charge of the military, in charge of billions of people, and you have this view, this supremacist view, that's downright scary. So again, now I want to talk about the Trump supporters. So a lot of things came out this week about the military, about religion, Bob Woodward's book, a couple things on Bob Woodward's book about racism, what I just said, and about COVID-19. And at every turn, you see Trump supporters going right along with it, enabling it. And it just, you got to ask yourself, where would they stop? What would it take for them to disavow Trump? Is there anything, seriously, is there anything that they would say, whoa, wait a second, Trump has gone too far? That's my question. Is there anything that he could do? Anything, just theoretically. Is there a line, or is there no line at all? Because it's really starting to look like there's no line at all. And if that's the case, it's not the country that you're supporting here. Because if he can do anything, then it's not about the country, it's about the man. Then this whole thing about the cult of Trump is no joke. This is a real thing. Also, I get the feeling that Trump supporters get a perverse pleasure out of the rest of the country being in continual shock and disgust at what this guy is doing. Part of them gets this juvenile joy, this rebellious kick out of seeing the rest of the country panic, disgust. As the more liberal, the more minority you are, the better it is for them. It's such a destructionist, pessimistic, negative view that seems that they're supporting somebody just for the sheer fact of of pissing other people off, to put it bluntly. That's one of the main reasons they seem to support this guy, just to make other people angry. I don't get it. For the life of me, I can't figure out how what makes Trump supporters tick. How they can go around in public and proudly proclaim this man. When I watch him talk, and I hear him fumble over words, and his lack of knowledge, his ignorance, and then I just can't understand how somebody could proudly say, I support this guy. It's like saying you support a clown. It's, I don't get it for the life of me, man. I don't get it. All right, you guys have a good Friday.